Hey Joe, it's Folks here. Over the past 8 years, I have been running print-on-demand stores. Currently, I have 2. This one here started back on April 17th, and at this point, it has grown to over $15,000 in sales with about a 35% profit margin. Here on my channel, I've been showing a lot of things I'm doing with this store. I've gone through designs, I've shown you the store, I've also taken you through a lot of the marketing that I've been doing. And in today's video, I want to basically share with you everything I wish I knew back in 2016 about print-on-demand when I started my first store, so that way you can be better prepared to actually launch yourself a successful store. For the most part, here on my channel, I make lots of videos sharing some of the best print-on-demand products you can sell that make the most profits. I also go through a lot of product reviews, so that way you can see the quality of them. I've also reviewed strategies that I use to sell products on social media, and I've gone through a lot of stuff showing how I build great Shopify stores. If you want to learn more about all of that, I do have a free course. It's called POD for Dummies. There is a link down in the description. The best part is it is completely free. Inside you'll see over 30 videos showing you how to get started. And without further ado, let's jump in. The first thing I want to talk about is something that a lot of people don't realize is the fact that print on demand is growing. According to this article here on Yahoo Finance, that by the year 2030, the print on demand market size is expected to reach $38 billion in sales. If we compare that to what we are currently at now, you can see that we have a long way to go to actually get there. Companies like Printful, as shown in this article here, are now valued at $1 billion. I recently watched this video here on YouTube with the CEO talking about it. Even companies like Printify as well are raising massive amounts of investment, and ultimately this is showing us that print on demand, like I said, is growing. Another thing that is growing is interest in the print on demand business model. This is the Google trend showing the interest in POD back when I started in 2016, and you can see over the last 8 years that interest has basically shot up in a straight line. And basically this is telling us that print on demand is more popular than ever, and it is growing. And oftentimes this leads to a lot of people asking the question, is print on demand saturated? That was a question I asked people at the New York City print on demand event held by Printify, and ultimately my answer is that print on demand cannot be saturated. We are using print on demand to create home decor businesses like this here, or we are using print on demand to create an apparel business like this here, or maybe you're allowing people to put photos of their pets, their dogs, their cats, whatever, on unique products like these, which means print on demand is not a real thing, meaning we are just creating businesses. Our orders are printed on demand. What we're doing really can't be saturated because apparel businesses or custom gift businesses or even home decor businesses are never going to go out of style. And again, according to the Yahoo Finance article, consumers are willing more now than ever to invest in personalized items that reflect their interests. The fact is that print on demand is growing, and right now is probably the best time to get in. And if you are trying to get into this and you're looking at product catalogs like here inside of Printify, and you're seeing that you can sell custom socks or custom aprons or leggings or shorts or baseball jerseys or all of these awesome products that I talk about a lot here on my channel, one thing you might not realize is that you actually do need to pay for these things here. Maybe you don't understand exactly how print on demand works. Here's what I'm saying. The way that print on demand works is we select products, we make a design, and we publish it to our store, and then we try to actually sell the item. At this point, we have not had to spend any of our own money. However, if you make a sale, you do need to have some sort of money ready to pay for your order. A lot of people come into print on demand, they're using suppliers like Printify or some of the other ones that I talk about here on my channel, and they think that they can just start selling, and any money used for the actual sales of their products is going to be deducted from what their customer sends them. That's actually not the case. When someone comes onto your store and places an order, they are paying you. You are then using companies like Printify as your supplier, and they will bill a payment method that you have on file in order to actually produce the order. It is essentially 2 separate transactions. The money from your customer will take a couple of days to actually hit your bank account. This comes through something called a Shopify payments account, which, like I said at the beginning, I do have a free course down in the description showing you how to set one of those up, which means if you want your customer to receive their order quicker, you're going to want to have a payment method on file that is ready to pay for your order so that way it can be produced. For example, let's say that you wanted to sell this bikini right here. You can see here on Printify that they have this listed at $27.59 if you did have a Printify premium account. Really quick as well, if you did want to get a free month of Printify premium, you could use my code. It's NINJA50. You can enter that in the payment section of your account. It will get you a 20% discount like you're seeing here on every single product that Printify sells. If you were selling this, this. Let's say you had it listed on your store at $49.99. Your customer would come onto your store and they would pay you that amount. That money would take a couple of days to hit your bank account, but as soon as the order is placed, Printify would bill your payment method for $27.59. And going into this, you need to have money in order to actually pay for your orders. And ultimately, do not panic, because let's say that you did have $0 in your account and you started to actually start selling print-on-demand items. The simplest thing you could do is just delay fulfilling the order inside of Printify until that money from the customer actually hits your account. Your customer is going to wait an extra 1 day or 2 days or something like that, and really that's not going to be the end of the world. If you need to do that for your first few orders, that's totally fine. This here is a print-on-demand tumbler from Printify, and something else that a lot of people don't really understand about print-on-demand is, let's say you sold one of these and then your customer emailed you saying they wanted to return it. Let's say that they said they just didn't like it and they wanted to send it back and get a full refund. The question that a lot of people ask is, how do they handle a situation like that? First things first, I want to talk about return policies from print-on-demand suppliers. You can see here inside of this help article within Printify, they talk about how Printify handles refunds and returns. You can see at the top it says that Printify is a print-on-demand company, which means that all of our products are unique and produced only once ordered. This also means that returns and exchanges are not supported if your customer ordered the wrong size, color, or simply changed their mind, kind of like I talked about with this tumbler here. This means that you, as the business owner, needs to come up with your own return policy for your store. What I do with print-on-demand stores that I run is use the same exact return policy that Printify is using themselves. Basically, that because I am a made-to-order business, returns are not accepted because your order is produced when you order it. If someone was to send me an email requesting a refund, I would simply just refer them to that on my website. It says, in the case of a damaged product or some sort of an error, Printify will offer a free reprint or a refund if you contact them within 30 days of delivery. On my store, this is something I celebrate. If you're trying to figure out a good way to actually word this on your store, what I would try to do is position your refund policy as some sort of a quality guarantee. Here's what I mean. You could tell people that quality is guaranteed or your money back. You could have a page talking about that, how if there are any issues with their order, they can simply send you an email telling you about the issue. In that same page though, you can mention somewhere that you are a made-to-order business, and for that reason, returns are only accepted if the item is damaged. This will ensure that anytime you are dealing with a customer requesting a refund, you will be backed by your print-on-demand supplier. There are also some cases where a customer will reach out to you and tell you that the item has not arrived. Let's say that you check your tracking number for the customer and you can see that the item has been stuck in the same spot for the last 3 weeks, and ultimately it seems like the package is lost. You can email your print-on-demand provider, and in most cases they will grant you a refund or offer to send a replacement to your customer. This is an email here that I got from a support agent at a print-on-demand supplier after I reported something like this recently with my store. I had a customer reach out and basically say that the item has not arrived and the tracking has not updated in 2 weeks. I sent it to them, they wrote back, they said it seems like it's lost in transit, let me know if your customer would like a replacement or a refund. And this kind of leads me to a second thing that a lot of beginners sometimes get concerned about, which is just customer service in general. A lot of people think that when they're running their own store, they're just going to be inundated on a daily basis with emails from customers complaining about things or asking questions about things, and honestly, it is not as time consuming as you may think. On a daily basis, I probably answer 1, maybe 2 inquiries for a customer. It is also not rare to have no emails and no messages at all on a single day. So basically what I'm saying is customer service is not something that I view as a major time consuming thing. I would say the most I've ever answered in a single day was maybe like 5 to 10 inquiries from a customer, and that was during a very busy period like Christmas or something like that. And even if you did have 15 or 20 different inquiries, it's likely not going to take you that long to respond to people's emails. Now, switching gears a little bit, I talk a lot here on my channel about a lot of really awesome print-on-demand products. Print-on-demand, like I said, is growing. Print-on-demand suppliers are offering more products than ever. Everything from unique apparel things to pet products to really cool home decor items, and honestly, a lot of it makes you a lot of great profit. And a lot of times when people begin watching my videos and they see all of these different products and they hear about all of these different suppliers, one of the major questions they ask is, can they use more than one supplier on their store? And the answer is 100% yes, you can. That is the beauty of running a print-on-demand store. It does not matter what's going on the back end. You could use 5 different print-on-demand suppliers and publish a whole bunch of products from each of them, and it does not affect how the store actually operates or what it actually looks looks like to your customers. Your customers, when they browse your store, are simply just going to see the products that you have available for sale. They're going to be able to purchase them, and using multiple suppliers is not going to change a thing. However, on the back end, yes, there is some differences in terms of how things will actually work. Let's say, for example, you wanted to sell a hoodie from Printify, and then you are also offering a tumbler from the T-Launch print-on-demand company. If a customer bought one of each of those things, each of those suppliers is going to independently begin producing the product for your customer. They are then going to ship it to them when it is ready, and ultimately your customer is going to receive 2 separate packages, potentially on 2 separate days. They are also going to receive 2 separate tracking numbers. When you are using Shopify, this will be sent to them automatically. They will receive a confirmation email telling them that something in their order has shipped, and there will be a tracking number for it. They will end up receiving 2 of those, so that way they'll be able to track both of their packages. And honestly, this is not something to be alarmed about. This is pretty common in the modern world when it comes to shopping online. I can tell you that a lot of times when I am buying things online, I experience the same thing where I order something even sometimes from the same company, and then I receive it in 2 different shipments on 2 different days with 2 different tracking numbers. If you wanted to put something on your store, letting people know that you partner with different print providers all over the world, that depending on what they order, they may receive multiple items, that depending on what they order, they may receive multiple shipments, then you could do that. But ultimately, I have not received hardly anybody questioning why they are receiving 2 packages at this point. And like I said earlier, I've been running print-on-demand stores since 2016. When it comes to using multiple suppliers, though, one thing that you do want to do is try and control your shipping costs. Again, earlier I talked about selling a hoodie from Printify and a tumbler from T-Launch. For the sake of reference, this is the tumbler from T-Launch that we're using for the example, and this here would be the hoodie that we're talking about selling from Printify. You can see here on the Printify page that it says the shipping on this item is $9.99. Here inside of T-Launch, you can see that the shipping is listed at $7, which means if you had an order with both of these items inside of it, you would be billed separately from each of them. You would need to have a payment method on file with both Printify and with T-Launch. T-Launch would bill you the cost of the item, which is $18, plus the shipping cost of $7. Printify would also bill you the cost of their product plus their $9.99 shipping charge. And the question is, how do you set up shipping on your store to charge your customer appropriately? And the answer to it is you don't. I don't think it would be that smart if you were to charge your customer a $17 in total shipping charge for a hoodie and for a tumbler. What I try to do on my store, if I'm using multiple suppliers, is I set something up like get free shipping on orders over $50 or on orders over $75 or something like that. That way, if someone is ordering 2 things, potentially from the same supplier, they are getting free shipping. And I have also incentivized them to spend more on the store, which increases my average order value and my profits. Obviously, you would need to pay special attention to pricing of your items to make sure that you remain profitable after giving free shipping when they spend that amount. To me, that is the simplest way to do it, to make sure that I am not charging my customer a crazy price for shipping. That is because, let's say that their order also had a pair of sandals in it like this. There is a $7.89 shipping charge for that, which means if they're buying the hoodie, the sandals, and the tumbler, there is a ton of shipping charges there, and you would never want to pass on like a $20 shipping charge to your customer when they are buying simple items like this. And the simplest way to address it is to do a free shipping offer on a order value of a certain amount. And moving on again, let's say that you did launch your store. One of the biggest questions that new people to print on demand end up asking is, should they actually order samples of their products before they try to actually start selling? And the simple answer is yes. However, it's not required, meaning you can certainly start selling without ordering samples. I always say that ordering samples has a lot of different benefits. Obviously, you do not want to go out and order 35 different samples. That's going to get very expensive very quick. However, if you did order a sample or 2 and then you received it in your hands, that is a great way to get excited about your print-on-demand store. Even to this day, 8 years after starting my first store, when I receive a sample in the mail of something that I created, I get excited. If you are doing this for the first time, you are going to need that excitement to get yourself in the mode to actually put time into this. And I think if you got a sample of one of the things that you created, it would definitely help you to do that. Now, obviously as well, when you do order a sample, you can actually see the quality of your item. You can make sure it's good. You can make sure that your design came out the way that you wanted it to. You can make sure that the shipping was actually what the print-on-demand supplier said, and ultimately give yourself confidence in your item. And the third thing would be use your sample in your marketing. I can't tell you how many times I have had a product that started selling very well, and then I ended up ordering a sample of it and used real photos and videos that I took of my sample in my marketing to actually increase sales. These are also things that you can use on your store to ultimately bring a little bit more of a human element to your brand. To close out the video today, I want to close it out with the same thing that I said when I attended that New York City Printify event. At the end of the event, they asked us what the biggest advice we had for people in the audience was. And what I said was something that is rather cliche, but honestly, it is 100% true. If you are starting a print-on-demand store, you need to treat this like a business. Running a print-on-demand store is not a get-rich-quick thing. You are likely not going to be an overnight success. It is highly likely that at some point you will fail in some capacity. Basically, what I mean by that is at some point when you're trying to sell products, they're not going to sell. Every product that I create does not sell. Every store I've had has not been an instant success. Basically, what I'm saying is just like anything we try in life, when you first start, you're likely going to go through some sort of period of not getting the results that you want. And if you are treating this like a real business, you will try to understand why, you will implement things to try and course correct, and you won't give up at the first sign of failure. If you are going into this treating it like a lottery ticket, you are likely going to be someone who quits within the next 30 days. And hopefully everything that we've gone through in this video so far has helped you to actually get ready or to continue with an existing print-on-demand store that you're working on. The biggest thing I hope you take away from this is that print-on-demand is growing. Yes, there is more interest in the business model than ever, but like I said before, we are creating home decor or apparel businesses or cool gift shops, and ultimately that is never going to go out of style whether we're using print-on-demand or shipping all of the products ourselves. Print-on-demand simply just gives us the ability to start a store without ordering any of the inventory in advance. That is because we are working with suppliers like Printify and some of the others that I've mentioned in this video today to actually produce our items for us when a sale is made. And that to me is an awesome thing, and that's why I've put so much time into running print-on-demand stores. So like I said, hopefully this video has been helpful. If you do need help, I do have a free course, like I said, down in the description. It's got over 30 videos showing you how to get started with your store and start selling products on social media. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.